Hi guys, guess who got a mic? Hopefully you guys can hear me. It's just a plug and play kind of mic, so hopefully Amazon did us good. So I decided to do something different today. I want to try and do a pick a pile. I do feel like, people usually do it with crystals or whatever that calls to the person, but I feel like I'm going to try to do it via deck. Like, you can choose which deck that you want to hear from, because when I look at my decks, there's such different messages that I feel, different types of medicine that come through. So, do a little cleanse. All right, cleanse these cards. And then you can make sure to get this fire going. It did rain yesterday, so let's see. If it lights for me. Okay. All right, angels, ancestor guides, Mother Gaia, higher power, thank you so much for your protection during this divination. Woo! White circle of protection. All right, so we'll start with, if you guys want to do, let's see, so if you guys want a message from this archetype deck, it's the Wild Unknown, okay, this deck. If you want a message from this deck, or if you would rather have a message from the, let's see, what should I do? That one? Do the Nightmare Before Christmas. All right, so we have the archetype deck, so we have the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. Okay, it's a little darker, right? Queen of Swords looking. It's the Queen of Swords. Okay, so Nightmare Before Christmas, or we have just we have the Rider-Waite deck. Okay, the regular Rider-Waite deck. This is very clear, very clear, symbology there. Okay, so I'll give you guys a second to pick archetypal, the main symbology, or something a little bit darker. All right, so I'm gonna start first with the Rider-Waite Tarot. So if you guys, I'll try to put timestamps on here. So if you guys pick this deck, I'm gonna go ahead and do this one first, okay? So this is a collective reading, pick a deck reading. Let's go ahead and tune in. Let's clear some of that energy coming through. Let that out. Cleansing the energy for my first reading. Angels, ancestors, guides, Mother Gaia, high power, spirit, Heavenly Father, thank you so much. Please guide me to let whoever picked this deck, whoever picked this tarot deck, whoever's message energies are coming through the clearest. Please help me find the words to guide them, to ease them, to comfort them. Yeah, the wood's a little bit wet. Sorry, let's. There you go. Just need some blowing. All right. I feel like people forget that that's what swords are for. You know, that's what the air is for. It's not to like, because so many times in readings our swords are kind of like attacking us or holding us down or making us question ourselves. Like that's not what our thoughts are for. Our thoughts are to push us into action, or to let our actions breathe. Our thoughts are to pause and to reflect and to like you know nurture our flame and you know tend to it, care for it. Okay. Immediately we have the energies of the Five of Cups coming through, which is you know this a little bit of some sadness. Yeah, I do feel like that with this dampening here. And the Seven of Wands. So it's like that also makes sense for us. Like we're all kind of feeling it. This Cancer, Mars and Cancer energy, canceling themselves out. All right. So angels, ancestors, guides, Mother Gaia, higher powers. What message do we have coming through for the collective that chose the Rider-Waite Tarot? Beautiful tarot deck. What do we have to tell them? What advice or guidance? Ooh, the Nine of Pentacles coming through. I love that energy. Right, what else should I tell the collective that's looking for a message here? Got the Death card flipping out. Where was it? Flipped. Where'd you go, Death card? There you are. Okay. So let's take a look at these energies. So we have the Nine of Swords. That's what I kind of was saying by like we forget what the swords are for. Okay, because we kind of torture ourselves with this energy. We also forget what the Death card is for, which is also coming through. It's like we forget that the Death card is not to torture us or to scare us or to fill us with fear, but to just remember that every ending leads to a new beginning. So you have the Ten of Wands. So that's kind of the zero, the one and the zero is kind of like, okay, figuring out what needs to be in place and what needs to go. That's very much full moon energy. So we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Okay. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, so I feel like I feel like maybe you're learning how to task yourselves with new projects, like with new you're like, you know what, I've always wanted to do this thing, I'm gonna try it. And yeah, okay. Yeah, so I mean, you guys could be experiencing some kind of block here when it comes to tasking yourself and moving forward with like yourself as a business. Okay, so because I'm gonna show you this, energy, right? This is very much like I'm an independent worker. I'm like, you have your own business. I'm trying to like, really feeling this, that you have your own business. And when you have your own business, it's kind of difficult to manage your time correctly. Okay, so this is that tasking that I kind of mentioned, right? And then we have the Nine of Swords, Death, and the Devil. The Devil made its little popped out. So with that energy, it's like kind of like the Death card is good because I feel like the Death card is kind of saying, hey, this is the end to this energy. But your distractions and things that are like, you know, things that you feel like you were over already are just kind of popping up again to make like their last hurrah, if that makes sense. Their last like, all right, the universe is kind of testing you, say, are you sure you're done with that? Are you really done with that? And kind of like just making you kind of question yourself, which that's very much like what our demons do, what our devils do. You know, they kind of make us question like our worthiness to be free of certain energies. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. This is Read the Signs with Roxy. If this resonates with you at all, please make sure to like and subscribe and comment below how this resonates with you so we can get the message out to the collective. All right, so we have the the 9 of Wands. So, yeah, so the way they have the 9 of Wands and the 10 of Wands. When these two come out together, there's this sort of progression, right? You're moving towards, you're processing this information, like processing, like, okay, these are the things that I have to do. And, that's what I feel like is happening with your fire, right? And that's kind of what I was mentioning beforehand is like, the reason why you're pushing through this energy of like, oh, these are my nightmares, these are like worst case scenario things where because you're like, regardless, I have to move forward. Okay, that's kind of what a lot of people are going through right now. They're like, well, regardless of how I feel, I need to get into action. I need to do these things. I need to support myself and get behind myself on these tasks. So it's very good. It's a good energy to get through. I mean, we're in the fire. We're starting to get more in the fiery side of the I want to say calendar, but you know what I mean. All right. What else can we let the collective know? What message, what advice, what guidance can we let the collective know? Whoa, that one flung. I have to look at it. Let's see. What else can we tell? Wow, the Tower. Wow, the Tower, Death, and the Devil. When these come out together, it's really like you are at a reset. You are at a hard reset. And it's really time for you to decide. Let's see what else popped up. And the Empress. It's time for you to decide on this abundance. It's trying to say, okay, well, are you going to choose that path of abundance and understanding that you are tapped in and there's no like the difference with the Empress, I feel, rather than the other queens that we have in the deck, is that she kind of knows she doesn't really have to do anything. Where the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands, there's like this like act of doing something in order to have their seat on the throne. I mean, they're not that they're trying so hard, but that's just the path that they have to take in order to be in their highest power. For the Empress, there's like this like she just tapped into source. She's not really doing anything. She's just being her most fertile, most loving, most compassionate, most in tune with abundance and with source, okay? So I feel like that's what the universe is asking from you right now. It's like, yeah, this shit is coming down. Okay, this your vices, your addictions, the lies that you tell yourself, the stories that keep us in a loop, they're gonna come to the forefront and they're gonna be seen. Okay, you're gonna dream about them. You're gonna have intuitions about them. You're gonna be sitting there. Someone's gonna be talking to you, a person that you probably talk to all the time, and suddenly you're gonna hear a reflection in their tone. You're gonna hear something that they always say that you've always heard, and realize how much that doesn't align with you. You're gonna realize, even in yourself speaking, you're gonna be speaking to someone else, and you're gonna hear yourself say something, and you're gonna be like, wait. Is that who I am anymore? Is this what I reflect anymore? Is this part of who I am? Because these majors, yeah, because the way you have the Hierophant, the 9 of Pentacles, and the High Priestess, it's like, are you gonna claim that abundance when this Tower falls, or are you gonna go back? Are you gonna? Oh my gosh, yeah. Or are you gonna go back? See, look at this contrast here, right? Right. So this happens. Are you going to go into this, or are you going to go into this? That no matter what you do, that it's not enough. Okay. Are you going to go into this, into like preparing for the worst and thinking that that there's not enough time, that there's no way that you can have that? Or are you going to move into this energy where you're like, yeah, actually I am the boss of my reality. I am this effortless, this beautiful creation of God, and I deserve all these things. Okay? Because I feel like people vilify these cards. They really do. They vilify the devil. They vilify, not saying that the devil is a good guy, but the devil is within us, is within all of us. And I think the more that we learn to love every part of ourselves and accept ourselves, that's the only way that we're able to move forward and understand that all of that is part of source. It's duality. Okay? So that's what I have for you, beautiful collective that chose the Rider-Waite Tarot. If you want to hang out and keep watching the video to hear what the archetype deck and also what the Nightmare Before Christmas deck has to say. If not, this is where I leave you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe. Okay. So, jumping into the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. Let's get into that one. My favorite deck is the archetype deck, I think, but that one's like so pleasurable for me. But let's get into I love all my decks. Whew, all right, let's tune into this deck here. Tuning into the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. Oh my goodness. The World card and the Knight of Cups immediately coming out. See, angels, ancestors, guides, Mother Gaia, higher powers, Heavenly Father, Sweet Spirit, please guide us today. Help us to understand what messages that we need from this deck. What messages do we need from the Nightmare Before Christmas deck? What messages does the collective that chose this deck need in order to reach their highest selves, in order to reach their highest good? All right. Okay. Okay. I wonder if I always hum like this, but I'm so sorry if it's like loud. All right, so we have the Strength card. We have the World, the Knight of Cups, the Strength card in reverse, the Eight of Potions, the Empress again. Well, I think that's a message from the collective. The Empress, Page of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Knight of Candles, the Knight of Wands, and the Ace of Candles in the reverse. All right, let's try to get through this. Let's try to understand what's happening here. I was just straightening these, and look, the Magician came out. Okay, so yeah, so the Magician automatically with the Strength in the reverse is like, I feel like you're undermining how strong you are. Okay, and it's funny because I'm like, because this deck I feel like is a little bit darker, in the way that he has like the axe in his brain, and but he's like so strong. I feel like that's kind of like speaking to the way that we all kind of like, I think everyone, like, we're at the gym and we put some weights on, and slowly, I mean, you underestimate how much you can actually lift. I think it's actually our nervous system that has to get used to the weight before like more than your muscles, because your muscles are like, they're strong, but can you access that strength? Can you trust yourself enough to get into that stable position? So the way that you have Strength in the reverse with the Magician It's kind of like you are a powerful manifester, but you're not allowing yourself to step into that. So with that, the way that the world, the Empress, let's see, the world, the Empress, and the Knight of Cups. So yeah, so maybe paying attention more to how you feel and expressing that with everyone else around you, expressing that not only, you know, social media, but like everyone around you, everyone that you meet, everyone that you come across, whether it's at the store or, you know, at a park, or, you know, just even in prayer, you know, if it's possible for you to embody this idea that what is faith and what is communication, what is real, what is, it's like, I feel like this page of pentacles is like a baby energy of like, you just got on earth and you have no idea what manifestations are, but you know what love is, and um, you know what feels good. So I feel like that's what the Knight of Potions and the Page of Pentacles means. It's kind of like, hey, you can remake yourself, or you can become, you know, whoever you want, really. And I think the Empress is here again to remind you that, yeah, you are tuned into source, and from source is everything, is all, and there's no cap for how much love and support and um, good feelings that you can have from that. Okay, so with the Knight of Candles in the reverse, Knight of Candles in the reverse by the Eight of Potions, Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is usually like a walking away energy. So the way that these Eight of Cups is in like a graveyard. So the graveyard, I feel like, is kind of saying like, you're able to, you know, you don't have to walk around with these things and be like, well, I feel those jars, so now I just have to carry them everywhere, because like, what am I going to do with them? Who's going to need them? Who's going to use them? Or how could I um, justify giving so much energy to these things and then somehow walking away? You can do that. Okay, you can do that, because I'll tell you why. Because there might be someone who actually needs those things that you're carrying, that it's not yours anymore, and you're not honoring yourself and you're not honoring other people by carrying around these things that you don't need anymore. Okay, so I'm feeling this message of like, if you need to take if you need to take some time to maybe write down in the physical world the things that you don't need anymore, and maybe like bottling it up and like throwing it into a lake or throwing it into a river, or you know, something with water, something like water scribing. I'm getting like, maybe you need to throw it into um kind of like wash it away, you know, like throw it into a lake, or I don't know, I'm just, or burn it, because you do have the Knight of Candles here as well. So like any kind of ritual or any kind of ceremony that you guys can have, yeah, might be that, any kind of ritual or any kind of ceremony where you guys can like write what you want, write what you no longer need down, because the Knight of Candles is someone that's like on like he's not scared to be like, well, is that needed, is that needed, is that needed, like, are you good with that, are you done with that, and just like kind of like tossing that energy out. So yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see what else. Ooh. All right, so the Five of Swords. Yeah, the Five of Swords. He's battling it out with the Sandman. And then the Seven of Potions, right? So the Seven of Potions, the Eight of Potions, the Seven of Potions, and the Eight of Potions. So the Seven comes before the Eight, right? but for some reason you got the 8 before the 7. So it might be the reason why you're not able to walk away from these things is because you're too busy still wondering if you need the things that's in them. That you're like, wait, do I still, what was it again that I bottled up in that? What was it again that I didn't need anymore? Like, am I sure that I don't need that? And it's true, you don't need that. And I think that's what's causing this conflict within you. That's what's causing the um, Five of Swords energy. Angels, ancestors, guides, mother, guide, high power. What else? So we have the Eight of Candles, the Three of Pentacles, Eight of Candles, Three of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Candles. All right, let's read that one. Let's read that Eight of Candles. Where is it? Okay, never mind. Am I sitting on it now? Okay, never mind. The Eight of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the Eight of Candles, the Eight of Wands. Oh, yes. Eight of Wands is like that flying incoming energy. You look at this person, they're like, I don't know if you guys, this reminds me of like when you're doing a birthday party and there's like you're singing happy birthday and there's just like so many candles to be lit, right? And you're like you're having to manage like, okay, well, like I lit this one first and it's like melting. Okay, so you just want to hurry up and light the other one so that you make sure that you get all of them lit at the same time, right? So to balance them out. I feel like that's what this energy is like. Hey, there's like a hastiness here that's saying, hey, you gotta make sure that you're dealing with all these fires that you're lighting, okay? Because the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, I feel like it's saying there's other people that are involved in this too. There's other people that are waiting on you and also have like their abundance tied to yours. So I feel like there's like a sense of like responsibility as well towards dealing with all this incoming energy, towards dealing with like, you overcoming that Five of Swords, that invisible devil, invisible opponent in your mind. Okay, let's pull a couple more cards for this. Not mad before Christmas. See what else can we let the collective know about this deck. What else do you want to tell us? Three of Candles. Three of Candles. Yeah, the Three of Candles is Three of Wands. I feel like that Three of Wands energy is kind of learning how to make a choice, an executive decision about what it is that you need to do. Yeah, the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles in the reverse. So, I don't know if you remember this movie, how Jack, he was so sure about becoming Santa Claus and he had so much of his dreams and his he got everyone else involved in it and he ended up being wrong. And granted, everything was like okay at the end because they learned to be grateful for the season that they were in, but yeah, I think Spirit's asking you to really, the way that he's looking at this gift, right? I think it's really, you're maybe being a little bit ungrateful for the things that you have in your current reality, the things that have been coming down from heaven. Yeah, that five of potions energy coming through. Yeah. So definitely embody some gratitude here. Try to say your prayers. I know that sounds so silly in our older age, like, because I grew up being told all the time, like, to say your prayers. And I did. I made sure to pray not only for me, but for everyone around me, everyone in my vicinity. So I think it's a good idea for you to practice that consideration of others, because I'm feeling that you might be a little bit caught up in your head because the world came out in the reverse, and it's like you are the center of attention. I mean, you are the center, in the fact that as the wheel turns, you have to find your stability, and no matter what anyone else does or how anyone else is happy or sad or whatever, you're at the center of that. How you feel matters the most. But at the same time, you have to consider that other people are also being affected. And the more that you lose touch of other people, you lose touch of yourself, okay? So that's the medicine for the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys are wanting to stick around and listen to the archetype deck, what the archetype deck has to say, I'll be happy to have you. If not, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. All right, guys, we made it to the last pick a sign reading. Pick a deck reading. I'm just gonna toss some stuff in here real quick. I have this song. I know I haven't. I don't know. It just like, I do hear music a lot in my mind. And I have this, like, the Pink, like, I haven't heard Pink in forever, but that Just Give Me a Reason song. I don't know if you guys know it, but Just Give Me a Reason. Just a little bit is enough. And I'm feeling that for us. Like, I'm feeling that for all of us. Like, we're just like, you know what? I'll keep going. I'll keep fighting God. I'll keep doing the things that I have to do, but give me a sign. Like, give me some kind of, like, affirmation that what I'm doing is not a fucking waste. That I am going the right direction, and that the point of my believing is there's a reason to all this. There's like, I'm not just gonna die and then wake up and have to go through the same experience again. But this is your sign, okay? Everything's gonna be okay. Oh, but butterfly. Okay. All right. Okay, sweet babies, if you guys made it to the end of this, thank you so much for staying with me, hanging out. All right, let's go ahead and get into this archetypal deck. This is the Archetypes Guidebook, The Wild Unknown. This is, like, one of my favorite decks. This has person, place, tool, and, like, major archetype that you're in right now. Okay, it's like an initiation. So let's tune in for that archetype deck. What messages do you have for us, archetype deck? please relay to Spirit everything that we need to know, all the words, all the guidance, all the symbols that will help us reach our highest good, please. Thank you, angels, ancestors, guides, for their Gaia higher powers. Thank you so much. And thank you guys. I'm so grateful for all the people who have subscribed and all the people who have liked and commented. You guys are amazing. I spend a lot of my time in the middle chat out of 6 kids, so I've always kind of been this like mediator and kind of shapeshifter energy of like wanting to make everyone happy, and this energy of doing tarot for people is like, it really makes me happy. So thank you so much for supporting my happiness. I hope that I'm able to support yours too. So okay, so let's see what energy is coming through for the archetype deck. All right, let me cut it 3 times. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay. We have the womb. We have the comic. We have the pilgrim. The siren. The lover. The river. The gem. The riddle. Anima Mundi. And the bridge. Okay, let's see how to read these. Okay, so the womb. Okay, so understanding the power of creation with the womb, learning how to laugh with the comic, letting go of your location or your connection, your mental location with your, okay, so I'm going to show you guys this. So the womb has a pearl and the symbol of creation, the triangle, okay? And it looks a little bit like a nest. We have the comic here with a little cat, with a little mask, cute. We have the pilgrim here. Looks like an eye, a mountain, maybe a sacred person, a sacred man, a monk, something like that. We have the siren, a mermaid with kind of a gem or an egg, kind of something that, you know, it looks like she's diving deep. We have the lover with another pearl. It looks like another pearl, a gold pearl. We have the river, and the river came out in the reverse. So the river, it's like, it looks like a reflection in the water with like a hexagon or of a horse. And then we have the gem. Okay, the gem. And I'm going to read what all these means from the book, but the gem, we have the riddle, which is like an Ouroboros, it looks like, or the impossible triangle, again with a triangle shape. And then the Anima Mundi, which is like an all-encompassing like faith. You have a lot of pearls in this one. So intuitively, I'm picking up that the collective that chose this deck is really dealing with very strong Gemini energy, very strong, like, who are you? The way that you have this river with the reflection and the lover is essentially the twins, right? So it's like looking back at each other, looking back and forth at each other. But with the womb and the siren, this is diving deep into yourself and who you are and your power of creation. Okay, so the siren is like this really magical, mystical creature, and it's not easy to like, and that the gem is like as well as like, you know, everything around you, you can just feel so out of place, you know, just the more that you shine from within, the more that the darkness around you is that more like palpable, you know. So I think that's why the riddle is here as well. The riddle can be like kind of tight and like closing in a little bit with these people asking things from you, these energies wanting things from you. So the lover is at the center of it all. Okay, I just want to say that with the swan energy, and the swan is like a transformational energy as well. So the way you have the comic is like, hey, there's a lot of heaviness around you, and there might be a lot of like, you know, like there is so much suffering in the world. There's so much death. There's so much shit going on, honestly. And it's hard to be the lover. It's hard to be the mirror and not reflect that back into people. So the way the comic is here, it's like, hey, you know what? You can laugh about it, even though like you might feel like you're wearing a mask by making your jokes. But I feel like everyone knows that comedians are truly suffering in a way, you know. Okay. I know this reading is going to be a little bit longer, but all right. So I might not read all of these, but I do want to read the Pilgrim. The Pilgrim is really calling out to me, so I'm going to read the Pilgrim. The Pilgrim, okay. The wanderer, the traveler, the apprentice. For the pilgrim, an outward journey is always an inward journey. This archetypal wanderer seeks wisdom, experience, and meaning in the farthest reaches of the globe and in the deepest regions of the spirit. Others will wander when the pilgrim will settle down and claim a more conventional life. But the pilgrim knows that the heart belongs in motion. Where there is motion, there is freedom, expansion, and growth. Responsibilities, social conventions, and logistics lull us to sleep. And soon the pilgrim becomes veiled in the slumber of the day-to-day. Yet when this archetype awakens, it rallies our sense of adventure and leads us out the door toward a new reality. With the pilgrim at your side, you will never lack courage, nor do you need every amity. Travel light and travel soon. Your spirit needs it. I got another butterfly. I feel that so deeply. And so these butterflies are blessing us. It's like, okay, well, you know, the butterfly doesn't hatch and then just like hang around its house. It like leaves, it travels, it flies, it goes to wherever the wind takes it, you know. Or they do their mecca, you know. Butterflies will travel across countries. Excuse me. So even in the stillness of meditation, the pilgrim feels the movement of the heart toward what it loves. Oh my God. I feel like crying. I feel like we all have a deep longing to answer the call, to get unstuck. What are the obstacles between you and the door? That's what I felt for this group that chose the archetype deck. I feel like there's a leaving behind that needs to happen. And you have the bridge here popping out. You have the bridge, and then under that, the mirror. And I literally was saying that with the lover card. So you have the mirror popping out, and then you have the bridge. And look at the bridge. It's like a little child's hand and then an adult's hand. Okay, let me read the lover to you. I feel like crying. I'm so sorry. I think it's the full moon energy. I'm so emotional right now. Okay. Pulsing through the heart of the lover is gratitude. The lover appreciates and experiences the world through the senses, reveling in beauty, song, art, music, sense, and sensuality. This energy awakens at the tip of our tongue when we taste the sweetness of honey, kiss a lover, or speak gentle words to a child. The lover lingers in foreplay, aroused not by the getting there, but by the slow merging of self and other. This energy is usually experienced for short periods of time, as in order to feel it, we must be fully present and awake, with no expectations or rules about what should be. Rather, the lover is in awe of what the world presents, reveling in the glorious details, grateful to savor every last drop of life's offerings. Oh God. grateful to savor in every last drop of life's offering. Connection, expansion, devotion, awe. The lover archetype is present everywhere, not just where conventional forms of pleasure and beauty are found. The lover's awe is unconditional. When you hold someone's gaze for several moments, you'll feel the lover within you awaken. It is common to seek the lover in another. The true gift is finding the lover in yourself. Whew. Yep. So let's read this riddle. The riddle. What are we? Oh, alright, so we already reached the limit on this one, but I'm gonna read the womb, because I feel like the womb, it's like I feel like you guys, whoever chose this, you guys are on a quest. You guys are someone who's really on a mission for something, and you're not here just to be the empress and to tap into the abundance like I feel like the other readings were. I feel like this is more like you have some heavy work to move through, because the way that you have the comic here, the comic doesn't just, like, people don't laugh at things that don't first bring them pain. I feel like, you know, that's what comedy kind of does, is it transmutes that energy, which I feel like that's what the pilgrim is here. You know, you have the siren that dives deep, the womb of creation, where the womb, you know, we experience so much pain coming from the womb. So this is a very heavy, you know, energy coming out for the archetype deck. And the way you have the bridge here, it's like you are the in-between. You are in the in-between. You are in the path of becoming that most clear mirror for others, the most clear vision that you're having for yourself. And that's what it, you know, that how it said, like, okay, people look for the lover in others, but the most gratifying, the best way for you to really see the lover is to look in the mirror and feel loved. Okay, so the womb, let's read the womb and then we'll wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for sticking this through with me. Thank you so much for receiving this message. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys don't even understand. All right, the womb. Everything has an origin story. This is the first card that we picked. The womb archetype asks us to contemplate the beginning and beyond the beginning, the mother beyond the mother, in a world that often negates the power and necessity of feminine principles. This card returns us to the warmth, tenderness, and sacred intelligence from which we came. It is a card of receiving, not achieving, of accepting love from the mother of us all. She is a life-giving force that forgives and cherishes no matter She is a life-giving force that forgives and cherishes even the most wounded and desperate soul. No matter how lost you are, the womb awaits your return to help you and heal and grow. This card is a call to keep things simple, to return, to be reborn in the name of love. The womb is everywhere. It is beyond gender, beyond time. We are within it as it is within us. Nourishment, harmony, warmth, love. Consider that Mother Earth must also have a mother. Imagine her. Oh, what would honoring the feminine look like to you? Where would you begin? Imagine yourself as loved is being a good place to start. God, I feel like crying. All right. Anima Mundi. Let's read this one. This is the very last card of the deck. Anima Mundi. This one epitomizes the principle accept all, reject none. Simply put, it is the living soul of the world in all its multifaceted, multidimensional layers, bonded together by loving cosmic forces. Diversity is celebrated, multiplicity is honored, and nothing is denied embrace. Constructs of separation dissipate into the wonderful mess of shared consciousness. Anima mundi is the link between the literal and the imaginal, the rational and the mythic. It is the connective fiber that makes life meaningful. This card indicates an initiation on the level of the soul. You will awaken the unique light within and witness how this light contributes to the radiance of the entire universe. You will sense yourself as a critical note in the cosmic orchestra. Destiny is altered as you hear the enchanted melody of all living things, tending to the sacred details of life. The embrace of Anima Mundi is available anytime, anywhere, so to anyone, day or night, rich or poor. It is a process of unveiling our resistance to its love. Anima Mundi is the energy behind the World card in the Tarot deck. Both carry themes of universal unity, completeness, and embrace. Well, every single deck gave me the World card, so I think that's really amazing that it came through. I think collectively we're all trying to understand our place in the world. We just want to understand, like, what are we even doing here? Okay. I'm going to read a healing card for everyone. I'm not sure if anyone made it. This is a longer video. Thank you guys so much for sticking it out. Thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate there's so many things that you could be watching on YouTube, and I feel so honored that you guys would sit here and do this with me. And just try to align yourself. Just try to know. Just try to hear spirit and hear someone who's trying to channel spirit. I absolutely love that. So, let's see. In silence, we most readily preserve our integrity. Your soul thrives on silence. From deep inside, you receive your most certain guidance and instruction. In silence, you are without distractions. This is why we fear silence. We fear its power. Enjoy quiet meditation today. Meditate, babies. Spirit is asking us to meditate, to sit with silence. I was raised Mormon, and I think that as much as I pushed against a lot of their teachings, I was taught that the spirit is a still small voice, and that in order to hear that still small voice, we have to be very quiet and in quiet places. So, you know, the way that I feel that collectively with every reading, it was very much like, you know, that there's going to be ups and downs, and we have challenges, and we have things that we need to move through, and it's important for us to have more than just faith in our actions, have more than just faith in our future, but a knowing that everything is going to be okay, and that love will overcome everything, and that not to become tainted and hurt, and to move forward in the creation of love, okay, and to keep Mother Earth in the forefront of our minds and everything that we do. I think practicing, meditation. There's like, if you guys want to try doing this like heart meditation, you start off by imagining, a circle, a red circle around you, and then imagine it expanding to your family, in your house, then imagining it expand farther into your neighbors, and then farther and farther into your city, and then farther, wider into you reach the world, and just encompass the whole world with your love. And you have that much love in you. I just want you to know we all do. And I think that we've all experienced just shades of that, spectrums of that, and we just all are like spirits waiting for us all to tap into that. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. So emotional. Let's take a deep breath in. Let's take a deep breath in, hold, and then like deep breath in. Let's try to aim for like 8 seconds. Hold for 3 seconds, right? hold for 3 seconds, or maybe 4. Let's say 8, 4, and then 8. Okay, 8, 4, 8. Okay, I'm just shuffling. Okay, so breathe in. Breathe out. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you guys so much. If you guys want a personal reading, make sure to send me an email. And I'm also an artist. I do commission paintings. I paint like Kali and Buddha, and I also do tattoos. So if you want some energetic healing that way as well, please let me know. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Hope you guys have a great day.